Hey everybody, how you doing? So I put up a video a couple weeks ago of me installing my Govee curtain lights out of my garage, which was pretty popular. Now I also installed some Govee Eve Lights, which look like this. They are the 100-foot permanent RGBIC lights. They're the old style, that's what they're calling them, the like Gen 1. I'm not going to go through the unboxing with them again. You can find a lot of videos of those being unboxed, but I got two sets of them, one for the upstairs and one for the downstairs. The reason why I'm making this video is because most of the videos I've seen where people are putting up these permanent Govee lights involve the people's houses have those closed soffits on the eaves, under the eaves. They're closed and flat, and I'll show you what I mean right here. So they're closed and flat, so they're very easy to stick the lights to. I don't have those. And there's a few videos out there showing people that have open soffits like mine, which I'll show you right here. Open soffits, not flat. The LED bulbs don't measure up to where the rafters are. You know, they're not correct, so there'll be a bulb every 15 inches, but the rafters are every 20 inches. So you need to put something up there, something additional up there to be able to, you know, install the lights. And there's just not a lot of videos on that, so I figured I'd make one with pretty detailed instructions. Now, like I said, I have a two-story house. I got one section for the upstairs, one for the downstairs. They come in individual strings, actually. I can't remember, I think 5 or 6 strings that total up to 100 feet, and they all plug into each other. So there's all kinds of different things you can use to put up on your rafters to make it easier to put these up if you have open soffits like I do. What I chose to use is wood. Now, they have these things called furring strips at Home Depot, and I'll show you those right here. So the furring strips are essentially just 3/4 inch thick by 1.5 inch wide strips. They're made for drywalling, or they have a few different applications, but they're mainly made for that. Now you can buy 2x4s and cut them into these strips and maybe save a few cents, but it's really not worth it because you'll be using your table saw all day long. And these furring strips are like $1.70 a piece, and they're 8 feet long. So that doesn't really add up to a whole lot. So it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do, but because you have to, you know, somebody that has closed soffits, like in most of these videos, they can just put them up and they're done. And people that have open soffits like me, they got to go up there twice, because first they have to put up the furring strips and then they have to put up the lights. But anyway, so I use these strips and I'll show you how I put them up, the strips on both the first and second floor, and then I'll show you how I put the lights up, and then I'll show you how I powered the lights and how I ran the power and where I put them. So let's get started with that. So here are the 1 inch by 2 inch furring strips that I got and painted the same color as my eaves so that I could put them underneath. I got these from Home Depot. I think they're like $1.50 a piece or something. The actual measurements I think are 3/4 inch thick by 1.5 inch wide. And I had to do 23 of them. And I had to match the paint under my eaves so I could put them in my open soffits. So. Okay, I'm ready to install them, and the instructions say you're supposed to, you know, put them out and plug them in first, turn them on, so I'm going to do that right now. I have them all plugged in. Oh yeah, looks like they work good. Next I'm going to go ahead and put them up on the furring strips that I put up on my open soffits, utilizing the clips that they, you know, you've got to peel off the back stickies off of the back of them and put them up. But there's also these clips that you have to install. I'm going to put on a tool belt. I'm going to follow the instructions and I'm going to get started on that. I just wanted to show an example of putting one of these up and peeling it back. So one of the things that I've seen this in other Govee videos is that these wires stay kind of twisted. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just make sure they don't have an actual twist in them and get them as flat as possible. And we put it up. Peeled it off the back. And I needed both hands for that. That's why you didn't see it, but pretty self-explanatory. Stick it up there and hold for 5 seconds. I kind of just press around. And again, this is flat overall. There's no real twist in it, but it says you have to put up one of these little clips. I think first, after the first light, fourth light, ninth light, and after the last light in every 11-foot section of light. So I'll show you that. Put this next light up first because it has to go after light number 4. Okay. Now we got to put a screw into this. And I would recommend, whether you use a drill or not, that you press the screw in a little bit before or kind of hard before you start to screw. Otherwise it'll get twisty and fall off and you will never find it again. Like that. Hey guys, so I have these up now and I just wanted to show you what they look like. I'll show you how they look in the dark later. But I have them going all the way around. I have them go all the way around the first floor and the second floor. 2-story house. And I think they're about 4 inches from the edges. They look real nice. Okay, so I wanted to show you how I powered them. Don't pay attention to that extension cord because that's just going upstairs to the upstairs lights. This is the downstairs I'm trying to show you. But this is where the beginning of the lights are. And what I have, and then they go down that way and they wrap around the house. So what I did was, because I wanted the button, the little turn on button and controller close to the front door, I ran this extension cord, I think it's like 15 or 20 feet. I ran this and this extension cord that comes with the Govee set over to, and you can see it right here. This is the extension cord right here under the eave. And I ran it over to the front door. I'll show you that right now. Okay, so on one side you can see the Govee lights, and then on the other side you can see this extension cord that came from the corner of the house over there where the Govee light started. And then this is where the actual power block plugs in to that extension cord. Then you follow the power block cord around and it goes under that eave and it goes to right here. And this is where the power comes from for this. All I did is set up a little shelf up on the corner of my porch area here on the roof. And they're powered by an extension cord that runs along here. And I very carefully wound it up over here, the extra, and then down via these clips right here to this plug. So I'll show you the upstairs setup now. I should have filmed this while I was installing it, but working on the second story is difficult. Luckily for me, I have this part of the roof down here. This is the roof for the first floor. And I could actually walk on that to install these. So again, the lights, as you can see down there, they start in the corner. And the extension cord, that brown extension cord that runs down, that comes from the first floor. And then it goes up here and powers the Govee lights right underneath that little shelf I made in between my rafters. So I just built a little shelf. You can see the screws up there where I bolted it in. And I put the power supply in there. And then I ran the power cord around here, button there, kind of a
circle pattern here. And then I ran it back over to the corner where the lights start, over in that corner. And then the lights run all along the second story, all the way down and around the other side of the house. Okay guys, and here's the end result. I have different settings going on downstairs than I do upstairs, just for demonstration purposes. I have like a purple chase Halloween theme. It's supposed to look like bats going on up there, and then like a 4th of July scene going on down here, like a march. And I don't know, I think they look pretty good. A little close up here. Again, you know, a few inches from the house. I don't like the videos I've seen of the ones that people put far away from the edge, because they don't make those little downward looking cones. But let me get out here. It's a little bit more subdued than some, I think. I kind of like it that way. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you. And just for fun, even though this wasn't a part of this video, let me go ahead and turn on my Govee curtain lights on the garage too. Fun stuff. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. Hope everybody is doing well. I'll see you in the next video.